Are we ready?
We're ready.
All right. Dad jeans. Dad jeans.
This is how to fold a fitted sheet. This bit of technology will elude most people their entire lives. But I happen to have the intel, and I'm here to share it with you now. And the reason it's important to know this is because someday you're going to kiss a significant other, and then you're going to sleep over, and then one thing will lead to another, and then you will decide you want to have a toothbrush at their house, and then you will decide maybe it's time to have a drawer and a couple changes of underwear. Eventually you'll decide maybe we should just move in together. We feel too young for this. We still feel like children. We've only been out of college 6 or 7 years, but it feels like this is the appropriate next step. Then everything that was fun about the relationship becomes very complicated, because no longer is their space who they are, and your space just a neglected storage facility for empty coffee cups. Now you combine spaces, and they see what happens when you leave a room, and how you leave it, and how you prepare for the future. Basically, how you relate to future you. And your relationship to future you has a direct bearing on your relationship to future them. And you want to make future them feel loved. The more important thing about moving in with somebody is the amount of intel they gather living with you on a daily basis. For instance, I'm a lazy slob, and your mother had to find that out the hard way. But here's one thing I did bring to the relationship: how to fold a fitted sheet. So, your significant other looking around in your linen closet. They've stayed over a couple times. Maybe you have to shove off to work, but they're some sort of freelancer or something like that. That's a risk, though. And they decide to poke around in your house, see how you store your fitted sheets. If they see you've got your regular sheet, the square one, any monkey can fold a square sheet. Then you've got this deflated balloon. How do you fold a deflated balloon? It's not possible, but it is possible. And if you are somebody who has a folded, deflated balloon in your closet, they will find you a worthy match. In fact, it's almost like having a loaded gun or something like that. You have to be careful who knows that you have the ability to fold a fitted sheet, because you will be quite the commodity. Sure, there are way too many books to read, so you could also take all of your laundry out of the dryer and shove it in a drawer. Just wear t-shirts, other cotton items, try and stay away from the wrinklies. But the problem is, when you're looking at that drawer, that counts on you being very well adjusted as a human being. So you look at that drawer of chaos every morning and you're like, it's gonna be a great day anyway. You can't have bad days if you're gonna go that route. You can go that route, but you have to have a wellspring of inner mirth that is an endless font of stabilizing joie. You're going to be staring chaos, the sheer terror of living, in the face every day you open your drawer or linen closet. You'll be like, everything's chaos and entropy, and ultimately we all just deliquesce into the earth and die. And my linen closet has led the charge. It's the foaming crest of the wave of destruction. You could also give yourself the opportunity of a morning to wake up and be like, God, look at all these right angles. I am capable of something. This day has possibility because I'm starting in an organized way. But for many, the fitted sheet presents a major problem in that department. Most people just give up, and most people therefore have to make room in their lives for an amount of chaos that they cannot control, which is probably a good practice because, well, life is life on the one hand. But on the other, we have to strive. You have to strive in life to get to a place where there are right angles where there weren't before. This could be the Virgo in me talking. My parents got very romantic on Christmas Day, 1973, under the comet Kohoutek. And towards the end of September, the following year, I was born. That was actually on the Libra cusp that I was born. So I'm a Virgo on the Libra cusp, which means I can't function unless my room is clean. But my room is never clean. It's a lifelong prison. You were born in March. I don't know anything about that. In the future, you will go to your closet and you will get sheets because the ones you've used are soiled through excess amounts of strenuous activity in bed. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Dad, I go to bed and I go to sleep. That's what you've demanded of me. And it's true. And beds are places where sleep happens. But that's not all. That is for another time. You're only 19 months old right now, so it's far too soon to tell you about these kind of things. But the point being, you're going to have to change your sheets sometimes. And so you'll go to the closet, or more importantly, your significant other will go to your closet. And when they're staying at your place, they will see how you have attended to future you. And they will see your folded sheets. But what they might see, and what often many people see, is some square folded sheets in a stack, and then a bunch of bullshit shoved together. Just a pile of craziness like that. But hopefully, you can take this lesson and have order in your life. So here's how it goes. Have your sheet, right? And it's just this like, it's like a dead fish's lips. You caught the oldest fish, and it's dead, and its mouth has given up a long time ago, and it's got pursed lips because it was very judgmental in its life. The first thing you do is you turn it inside out. Here are the doggies and horses and Yodas and shit, and this is the inside, right? And you find the seams. It's inside out. Don't forget. You find the wide way. By the way, I'm using one of your sheets because you're a tiny baby, and so your sheets are only this long. Also milk stained and but not pee stained, but milk stained. The fight against stains you eventually give up as a parent. This is clean, but it's stained. One might wonder, if one has a lot of resources and help, how could they let their child sleep on that? Don't they love them? We do love you enough to not spend all our time getting stains out of your sheets, and instead playing with you, which you seem to enjoy. And it smells fine. It just has a lot of stains on it, so try not to be distracted by that. My fingers are in along these seams. You see these seams right here? There are four seams that I'm poking my fingers right into the ends of them. Here's where it gets tricky, and I don't know if I can find language for this, but you bring your hands together and put the inner seams together like this. And then, with it, like little puppet hands, with this guy, you grab the tip so the tips are touching. The tips are touching. You take one you grab this like a sock puppet, you grab that other seam, so keep those seams tight together now that they're touching and they're in love, and you bring this one, you fold this over the other one, so now your finger is sticking in, it's got two seams running together with each other, and your finger is inside the inside one like that. Then you switch hands like that, and then you're holding this up, right? And then there's all sorts of nonsense down here. Remember the dead fish mouth? You want the lips to be touching always. So down here, this might be sticking out like a kangaroo marsupial purse pouch, clutch, whatever. I'm not sure what they keep their babies in. I think they keep them in clutches. And you just want to make that like that, push that, tuck that in there. So now the dead fish mouth is all touching itself, right? And then this is where it gets really complicated. You do the same thing on the other side. So this is craziness. So what you want to do is get that fish mouth, tuck it all, get it all in there so that the fish mouth is touching all the way around. See that? Then you're on the inside. You don't stick your hand in the fish mouth anymore, like catfishing with those fists, because apparently people fish in rivers in the South by punching catfishes in the mouth, and then they bring their arm out and there's an entire catfish on their hand. They lose their hands, but they get their dinner. Anyway, you stick your hand under both of the fish lips, you'll find the seams, and you try and just sort of like work your magic so that those seams are touching. And actually, they usually kind of just magically find each other. This finger, I'm giving the finger to this couple of seams, and then this couple of seams, and then you bring it together like that. See that? This is it's looking like a square on this side. And then you want to turn it around, and this is where it also gets dangerous and scary, and you have to improvise dangerously with your life for a second. But you got those seams still touching, right? And then that's what it looks like on the inside. This fish mouth right here, a deflated balloon, is now, it's all touching. The lips, you're holding the corners of all the seams right here, and then it just drapes into some sort of almost square. So then your job is almost done. This is one part of the square. And then you pull the bottom up like this, and then you bring the two sheets over together. It's a little ugly, but for Christ's sake, it's better than nothing. Fold this one down like this. And Bob is your motherfucking uncle. That is a square sheet. Okay, so there's some ugliness on the undercarriage. Yes, okay, it's a trapezoid. It's a slight trapezoid. There's some shit dangling or whatever, a little bit here and there. There is an argument for this being not a perfect square. But for the love of God, we have to get on with our lives at some point, because you then stick this on the shelf and then stick the other horses and donkeys, the flat one that's easy to fold, on top of it like that, so the curves are there, boom, boom. And then your significant other, looking through your linen closet, sees that you love future you, and you are capable of loving future them. Oh my god, does he only live on square sheets? Wait a second, this was fitted. Oh my god, and I don't know how to fold these things, but he does, and I've unfolded it. Now I'm gonna get caught having tiptoed through his linen closet. And he'll know, and you will know. And you will know that they're that interested in you. And you will know that they know you know how to fold a fitted sheet. That makes you the marrying type. But when you're the marrying type, people are going to want to marry you. And that's a champagne problem, my friend. So there you are. How to fold a fitted sheet. This has been Brendan Hughes with more hard-won fatherly advice. And be sure to listen to the Dad Genes podcast. Thank you.